Protesters are returning to the streets, reviving a campaign to topple Lebanon's political class they blame for their economic hardships. This time they are demonstrating in their cars due to fears over coronavirus.
It's been a while we're away from the streets because of the coronavirus. Things are not going good since the whole situation is like going through a really hard phase.
It's been 6 months since nationwide rallies against corruption and mismanagement began. A new government was formed in January, but it was appointed by politicians who protesters blamed for wasting and stealing public funds.
We want to know where the thieves are. We know where they are. Most of them are in the parliament, most of them are in the cabinet. We want justice.
Politicians have denied claims of corruption. The rally coincided with a parliamentary session that protesters fear is aimed at passing laws that protects politicians instead of holding them accountable.
People here are becoming poorer, and the state's reserves have reached what officials call alarming levels. Yet the government has still not presented a plan to revive the collapsing economy, and frustration with the political elite is growing.
Tens of thousands have lost their jobs in recent months. Others have had their salaries reduced, and the majority of those who still get paid receive it in the local currency. The lira has lost more than 50% of its value against the dollar on the black market over the last 6 months. Lebanese have not just been losing their purchasing power, they don't have access to their money in the banks. Informal capital controls have been in place since November as foreign capital inflows slowed. People no longer have access to dollars.
When people get older, they cannot depend on the money they saved for retirement. Money is becoming worthless at supermarkets.
A third of the population was poor in 2019. According to officials, that figure is now 45%. Many of them live in the impoverished north. Making a living has become harder under lockdown.
The people have become poor and the treasury is empty. The revolution is ongoing and the politicians will pay the price.
The protest movement lost some of its momentum earlier this year, but as prices of basic goods and unemployment continue to rise, that could change. Zeina, Khodr, Jazeera, Beirut.